They play at home against Memphis this weekend coming up.
That's the team I picked because we're talking about it on the show, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
You and Nick are like, pick a team, and I'm like, you know what? All right, so what I did was I went through because I was like, I watched the games. I'm trying to remember what happened, so I went through like the stats. And San Antonio the week before I ran the ball like for 120 yards, and I was like, oh, they're a running team. Yep, that's me. Yeah, and their defense like looked pretty decent or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, I'll go for that. But I watched this game. It was really good.
It was a really good football game.
I watched the game. I was like, dude, this is a really good game. Like a really good game.
In the first quarter, San Antonio was up 12-0 on Orlando, and then they came back. And then again in the fourth quarter, they were up by 12 on Orlando.
Yeah.
So they overcame two different 12-point deficits to win the game.
What's the quarterback? Gilbert.
Yeah.
Gilbert. Is the last name Gilbert?
Yeah, Gilbert.
Gilbert? What's his first name?
I don't know his first name.
I thought it was something like Garrett.
I thought it was Touchdown. Touchdown Gilbert.
Oh,
that's his name.
That's the nickname. Dude, he's playing real well.
He is.
I'll tell you what. He keeps doing this. He get a third string job in the NFL.
Yeah, he'll
actually
get a shot.
Yeah. Somebody will probably if he keeps playing like this, somebody's gonna call him the camp.
Oh yeah, somebody will
for sure. So Texas quarterback, right? Yeah. After McCoy,
I believe so.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he's looking really good, and he's running really well in that. I don't know if it's Spurrier's offense or whoever's his OC.
Spurrier's probably the OC.
That's your team, man. Who's the OC?
Spurrier, man. Spurrier's calling that stuff.
OC?
The old ball coach, man. He's like 70-something years old. He's out there. He can barely stand up.
He's like the Ric Flair of coaching, man.
Yeah,
he's still going.
Hey, speaking of Ric Flair, man, his birthday's this Monday, the 25th. So we'll have to have a drink in his honor.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I know I talk about we'll probably do a whole show dedicated to Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with someone we're going off topic, but I had a conversation with somebody the other day about why he's the GOAT. And they wanted to argue with me, and I pull out the big list. So we'll talk about that list some other time.
Yeah. I mean, if we start talking about Ric Flair right now, we'll be here all night.
That's a 3-hour show.
Yeah, that's a 3-hour show.
Anyway,
But back to the AAF. Birmingham and Arizona are also 2-0, so we got 3 undefeated teams right now.
Yep.
In the AAF.
Yep.
I did see some power rankings last week before the games, and obviously the top 4 teams were the teams that won the first week because there's only 8 teams in the league. So your top 4 teams were in the power rankings were all your 1-0 teams.
Well, is it refreshing to see no politics get into power rankings? Because the NFL definitely has politics.
Yeah.
The Steelers were in the top power rankings forever.
And they were...
or no, you know what? No, it wasn't the Steelers. It was the Eagles eventually made the playoffs. But like the beginning of the year, they're sitting there losing. And everyone's like, Eagles, maybe number 5. And I'm like, not that high. But I'm like, dude. So far for me, AAF is doing everything right.
Yeah.
I like it. I really like the product a lot. So
I agree. I mean, I love it. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the Orlando-San Antonio game. I mean, even though, I call myself an Orlando fan. I mean, we're not all in yet because we don't know these guys like we do NFL. We don't have fantasy. We're not that deeply rooted in it. But as a football fan, just sitting there watching that game, I was like, man, this is awesome. Both these teams just going back and forth, scoring points.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so happy football's still going on.
Me too.
You know what? And it's so casual, too, because right now, you don't necessarily have to get super involved. You can
hey,
Saturday night, I'm chilling. Or it's Saturday afternoon.
Or
Saturday night. Or Sunday afternoon. Well, no,
Sunday
afternoon and evening. I'm hanging out. What am I going to watch? Some bull crap? No. Watch some real football. So if anybody got a chance, if you had a chance to watch that game, like that game, I love that game. I thought Orlando San Antonio game was awesome.
Yeah,
it was really good. It was better than some of the NFL games I saw this year. I would even say it was a better game than the Super Bowl. Which
that's a bold statement.
I don't know. That's bold. That game. It was a defensive game.
Yeah.
This game had special teams plays, had offense, had some good defense.
It was a pick six.
Dang, Orlando! It was good. It was
the old ball coach, man. He's got him going.
He keeps calling. Hey, on the side note, he keeps calling Tim Tebow, right?
Yeah, he does. He does keep calling Tim Tebow. Tebow said in a press conference this last week, He's in camp with the Mets, right?
Yes.
The New York Mets.
Yes.
But he said, hey, I've had offers from the AAF. Coach Spurrier keeps calling me.
So he keeps calling him. Spurrier's blowing him up.
I mean, I don't blame him. Spurrier is a Florida guy. Coached at the University of Florida. Tebow played at the University of Florida. There is a connection there.
Why is Spurrier blowing this dude up? Because his quarterback's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, but I still think Spurrier – I think Spurrier loved the type of player Tebow was. And I think in his offensive mind, he's just like, there's so much more I could do with this guy, Tim Tebow, than I can with Gilbert. Yeah. But and that takes nothing away from Gilbert. I mean, I think Tebow, he was a winner.
Total winner
in the NFL. His throwing motion was terrible, but somehow he found a way to win games.
I love Tebow.
Yeah.
He has a winning record as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
As a starter.
I do think his NFL time is over.
It is. There's enough guys out there, enough guys in the league that you don't need to go out and try. Please sign Tebow. Nah, you can go draft a quarterback.
But I do think it would have been fun to see Tebow play in the AAF.
Oh yeah,
because he's still in great shape. I mean, obviously trying to make a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah, and then we saw the other guy that got offered AAF was Kaepernick.
Yeah,
did you see that?
Million, so he turned it down.
No, Kaepernick asked for $20 million.
He asked for $20 million, that's right.
Turned it down, and then I think the next day or less than 24 hours, it comes out that Kaepernick's reached a settlement with the NFL over the over owner collusion.
Yeah.
He's getting paid $60 to $80 million.
Yeah, that's the rumor, 60 to 80. Nobody official has reported that.
Collusion on that is owners
that they conspired to not sign him.
Owners and the thing is, if they're settling with him, it means they did it.
And I agree with that. There is some fault on the NFL, but I think ultimately Colin Kaepernick didn't get another job after San Francisco because he wasn't that good. And not only was he not that good, but now he's bringing in all this controversy with him. So me as an organization, I'm running an NFL organization, why am I going to bring in a backup guy that I don't think can honestly start for my team?
Yeah, I think
and bring in all this controversy.
Yeah, there's
that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think he could start over. Definitely could have started over Bortles.
See, I don't think he could have last year. He'd been out of football 2 years.
I don't know, man. I think you work him out. But the problem is not that. The problem is not if he is worthy of a job. The problem is that the dumb owners talked to each other about it.
And there's some kind of proof. Whether it's email,
it's probably an email,
text.
It's a stupid email or stupid text. These owners said, "Hey, don't sign it because of this." You know what?
Yeah.
Each owner. So I don't know. I don't know if I agree with the money or whatever, but I do agree that owners don't need to be blackballing players out of the league. I think that's fair to say that.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. But I still firmly believe if there was an owner and a GM and a coach that believed he could have came in that next year and helped them win, that he would have been signed. I think that all the owners and things were looking at him as a backup, and they're just like, for a backup, it's not worth the trouble.
Because there's guys that are with similar ability to him that
similar
do not
ability
have the
baggage. that aren't causing controversy.
Right.
And I'm not saying what Colin Kaepernick did was wrong by any means. I'm not saying that. We do need change in this country. There's a lot of things wrong. You know, he was trying to put a light to some social injustice that's happening,
right.
Some racism,
right,
and that's fine. I'm glad that he was trying to do that, but I just feel like NFL owners are like, yeah, I can sign this guy that's similar to him and not deal with that.
Yeah,
versus sign him and deal with that.
Yeah, well,
but if he could have helped him, if a team felt he was the missing piece, he'd have been on a roster.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Regardless.
Yeah, now it's a stretch. It's a stretch now. A couple years ago, for sure. I really think the Jags should have looked at him like a couple years ago, and I don't know, but he's probably done playing football unless he decides to go AAF or CFL.
Yep. So that remains to be seen. While we're talking about other football leagues, in the XFL, They announced today their second GM and head coach, Pep Hamilton. He was 22. He's been a coach for 22 years, an assistant at the NFL and the college level. He was the Stanford offensive coordinator in 2011 and 12. They had this guy named Andrew Luck. Might have heard of him. He was also the Colts offensive coordinator from 13 to 15 when Andrew Luck was there, which, it's not like they were really killing it, but he was coaching Andrew Luck. And then this last year he was at Michigan as the assistant head coach and passing game coordinator under Jim Harbaugh.
Passing game coordinator?
Yeah, some teams are doing that now where they split it up.
I'm just thinking, Michigan, they weren't a very good passing team.
No, they weren't. So I really don't think he's going to be missed. But he's starting. He's going to be the first head coach and GM of the Washington team.
So I think there's probably some intangible things about him. He's probably super well liked. Probably really good. Probably puts a really good interview in. He's not by no means is he a terrible coach.
No.
Done some good stuff with Harbaugh, which I love Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And some stuff. NFL guy. So I think it's a good move to the XFL. They're getting big. They're getting big names.
Yeah, they're getting incredible names.
Yeah, I think that's the route McMahon's going. He's going to go for the older, credible coaches, and then over time, the younger dudes that are coming in will get a shot and take his place.
Yeah.
We're kind of seeing that.
And I think they're going to have 8 teams. Is that right? Also?
I think that's right. I think so.
8 teams.
Yeah,
so they've
announced
announced
it up,
2.
I think we're 8.
Washington
and
Dallas are the 2 that have been announced. I did read that the commissioner, who's Oliver Luck, another kind of big name in NCAA, and he's kind of been in an administrative role there. But he wants to have all of his coaches and GMs announced by the end of March. So we got about another month and a week, to get that done.
So they probably already have all their guys picked out.
They probably have them all lined up. It's probably just contractual now.
Yeah, yep. So that'd be interesting.
Getting the numbers worked out.
Rex Ryan.
Hey, maybe.
That'd be a really good. That'd be a good name.
Yeah.
So XFL, are you claiming Dallas right now, or are you going to wait and see? Well, no, the cities are already lined out for.
Yeah, the cities are all lined out.
There's no Kansas City team, right?
No, there's no Kansas City team. There is one in St. Louis.
No thanks.
Which I think St. Louis sucks, and I'm not afraid to say it.
No thanks.
I'm not cheering for anything that's from St. Louis.
You lost the NFL team.
Yeah.
No thanks.
And again, I'm not cheering for anything from St.Louis.
But if you're in St. Louis and you listen to the show, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. You're pretty cool.
Awesome.
But so I am going to go with Dallas, unless somebody else has a home run hire that just blows my mind as a coach. But right now, I guess I'd claim the Dallas team. So while I'm thinking of it, guys, if you do not follow us on Twitter or like our Facebook page, please take a few moments to go and look us up on Twitter, Facebook. It's all under Midwest Mics, MIDWEST on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram also. Just take a few minutes, go on there. This podcast is available on Apple Podcasts. You can find it on the Spreaker website. Really, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, you can find us. iHeartRadio, any of that. So please just take a minute. Like I said, go like our social media. Follow us on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, make one, and then follow us. And we'll retweet you. Shout out to some listeners out in Virginia. We got some demographics back, and I saw we got some listeners in Virginia. So if you are listening in Virginia, make sure to follow us on social media, and then let us know who you are. We'll say hi. We're pretty friendly. Maybe we'll be in Virginia at some point.
We got the shout out to the listener in Germany.
Yeah. I saw there was a couple people in Germany listening to the show.
Shout out to the German people.
Yeah.
So
listen to the show. I don't know if you're listening in English and then translating it, or if it's translated for you. But
Midwest Mike's going international.
Yeah, going international. So that's all we got for you guys this week. Just wanted to mention the social media there real quick. Remember to if you need a DJ, talk to DJ Showtime.
Yeah, and if you guys got, like I said, we talked about the social media. If you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, reach out to us on the Snapchat, the Twitter. Hit us up. We're here.